Frogs. Very simple creatures that mainly just show up during the summer and breed in our swimming pools. But what if I were to tell you that in the forest of Ohio, there lives a species of frog that makes even the most experienced of pool boys soil themselves in terror? These are the Frogmen of Ohio. Sightings of the Frogmen began as recently as 1955, although there are rumors that they have been around since medieval times.
So, the story goes that in 786 AD, a mystical wizard named Edwin was experimenting with potions, mainly because he was bored, but he went outside into a swamp to find some flowers that were supposed to give you eternal life, or something like that, anyway. And he stumbled across a frog. And when he discovered this frog, the first thought that came into his head was, what if I gave this frog a growth potion? So he picked up this frog, brought it to his magic tower, and dunked it in a bucket full of his growth potions. Now the frog, now known by historians as Specimen Zero, then grew to 3 feet tall and stood on its hind legs like a human would. Not sure what to do with this creature, next Edwin decided to make more of them. And since he has had a large surplus of magic wands that he just gave to all the frog people. And after a few months of training, the frogmen went on to serve Edwin as their master for several years until 1478 AD, when he was eaten by a dragon while trying to steal its eggs.
After Edwin the Wizard's death, the Frogmen were left without a master, so they left the tower and migrated into the swamps and ponds where they lived for years, until they were very nearly driven to extinction by a combination of hunters, predators, and several accidents involving them fooling around with the wands. However, in 1607, the first colonists arrived in America, and unknown to them, so did the Frogmen.
While the colonists were loading their ship, an estimated 300 frogmen snuck onto the ship, and then it sailed off. In fact, one of the colonists' journals says that the Mayflower's lower decks smelled exactly like a swamp. It was the frogmen. There's no other logical explanation. It's obvious.
After arriving in America, the Frogmen immediately started inhabiting ponds and swamps until eventually they ended up migrating to Ohio. Some skeptics believe the Frogmen to be the result of a practical joke, or maybe even the imaginings of drug addicts. However, there is no such evidence supporting this.
So, some skeptics and scientists will argue that the descriptions given by the witnesses are often inconsistent, with each other's saying, like, some witnesses claim that the frogmen they saw were 7 feet tall and had a tail, while others claim that the frogmen were 3 feet tall and had no tail. But these people are obviously like they're misled sheep, because it actually is definitive proof that the frogmen have mastered the art of shapeshifting.
Frogman sightings are usually reported by outdoorsmen, farmers, and other trustworthy citizens that are mostly known to get arrested for public intoxication. With such well-known public figures stepping forward to report these sightings, it is more than likely that Ohio is indeed home to 3-foot-tall frog people with magic wands.
So, I was at home after visiting my my friend Steve, when I decided I would head out to the pool for a swim. And then all of a sudden, I saw these 2 giant frogs just sitting on my sunbeds. They were there for about 2 minutes, and when I came back after getting something from my bathroom, I saw 5 more frogs had shown up, and I was gone. I was like, oh my God, they were all in the pool except one. That frog was holding my boombox, playing Buffalo Soldier from Bob Marley. I'm sitting there thinking, oh, bro, I gotta tweet this. So I send out the tweet, right? And I'm going, taking the pic. But while I'm getting my phone and sending the tweet, they cleaned up their whole mess, bro. There was literally like nothing I could do to prove they were there. It's crazy, man.
It should be noted that shortly after this interview, Mr. Dutchman was arrested while trying to fight off an iniquitous attack by what he claimed were the Frogmen. He is being charged for public exposure and drug possession. Because of stories like Mr. Dutchman's and the Frogman's ever-growing popularity, witnesses are coming from all over Ohio and even other parts of America to report sightings of this phantasmic amphibian.
Even now, the Frogman Research Organization Group, which I have happened to founded, by the way, has 3 subscribers on YouTube, 9 followers on Twitter, and a record-breaking 19 followers on Facebook. And thanks to the Patreon donations, we make $2 a month. We have meetings every 2 months, usually at the library, and sometimes even the local McDonald's, depending on the weather and if they let us in. But I'm just really happy that the word is getting out, and hopefully one day we'll finally end up capturing a living frogman. I'm so happy I dropped out of college for this.